Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy today's episode.
Chi 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 chi. In the red area, in the forest, the sound of scoffing is constant. A mutated reticulated python king with a length of more than 40 meters, entrenched here, trembling slightly, as if it were fear. Behind the reticulated python king, there are 3 mutant pythons, all covered with blood. They dare not move at all. Moreover, there are 2 mutant crocodiles next to the mutant python. At this moment, their bodies are constantly retreating. Their eyes are red. In their minds, they are all filled with fear, because in their sight, they have always been extremely powerful. What the crocodile king, who can be killed, is actually being swallowed by a python. In addition to them, the 8 blood pythons following from the green area also watched from a distance. King. Good. That's amazing. Swallowed this time, it will definitely become stronger. They swallowed their saliva, their bodies trembled, and their mouths kept spitting out letters. The scene in front of me is really crazy. EBay has a red body and is more than 20 meters long. But the size of the mutant crocodile king is also very defying, even much bigger than eBay. However, it was such a huge monster that was being swallowed up by eBay a little bit, and he didn't even have any power to resist. The whole body was stiff. Of course, eBay knows the situation. Although the mutant crocodile king is powerful, after he has injected a lot of toxins, he has directly consumed the crocodile king. The toxins have been along the crocodile king almost instantly. The blood spread to the head, causing it to lose its resistance. Golyulu. Chi chi. Click click. Inside the forest, it was extremely quiet. When eBay swallowed the mutant crocodile king, the mutant reticulated python king did not dare to move at all. The other mutant crocodiles and mutant pythons around are all like this. They all watched the terrifying scene in front of them quietly. This situation, for eBay, was super cool. The crocodile king was so big that he couldn't do anything else when he swallowed it. However, with the first bite he swallowed, eBay could feel the violent energy wandering wildly in his body. The toxin originally injected into the crocodile king's body is quickly recovered by the system and used as the raw material for the next tooth filling. After the crocodile king's meat was swallowed into eBay's throat, it was automatically transformed into a part of eBay's body. With the help of the system, it quickly transformed into energy, and there was no stay at all. Then, it was already scary enough. When the mutant reticulated python king saw that eBay was devouring the crocodile king with his own eyes, his body did not grow in the slightest, and the whole snake was not so good. The mutant crocodile and the mutant python were swallowed by eBay before. After all, he didn't see it in person. But now, swallowing such a big crocodile, there is no change in the body, which directly exceeds the logical scope of the mutant reticulated python king. How is this possible? The body trembled slightly, and the huge letters spit out, but this kind of frightened words were spoken. eBay did not answer him. Still continue to swallow. 10 minutes. 20 minutes. 1 hour. Time passed quietly. All the mutant beasts around just watched and didn't dare to move. After an hour passed, the huge crocodile had been completely swallowed by eBay. Not even the belt bones. There is nothing left. Belch. After eBay turned the crocodile into energy in his body, he even opened his mouth and hiccuped. In his eyes, excitement flickered. The sound of the system kept resounding. Congratulations to the host for successfully devouring the mutant crocodile king and earning 50,000 evolution points. Congratulations to the host for getting a silver treasure chest. Congratulations to the host for successfully obtaining a large amount of mutation potions, and the physical fitness will continue to improve. Now the improvement progress is 20%. The reward that a mutant crocodile king brought to eBay was unprecedented. In addition to these sounds of the system, eBay, who was entrenched on the ground, began to grow again at a speed visible to the naked eye. 22 meters, 25 meters, 30 meters. That scarlet and terrifying body, it took a full length of 30 meters to stop. The fangs on both sides of the mouth, as the body became larger, were also growing rapidly. The fangs now seemed to be bigger than ivory and sharp and murderous. The skin strength on the surface of the body has also been strengthened several times. At this moment, Yi-Bei felt that he had 100% confidence and easily strangled the huge mutant reticulated python king in front of him. "I have given you so long without attacking. Are you afraid of me? Mutated netted python king, from today, you are my servant. Lead your still or alive subordinates to do things for me, and develop rapidly get out of the snake group. If you do, I can spare you not to die. Feel the strength of the body now." Yi-Bei opened his eyes. "From where I looked, the whole world became extremely clear. Seeing the mutant reticulated python king stunned in front, motionless, after seeing several mutant pythons behind him and the 8 blood pythons in the distance, Yi-Bei slowly spoke. When speaking, he opened his mouth slightly, and the scarlet letter spit out, terrifying. Although he said so, but Yi-Bei was very clear in his heart. When the mutant crocodile king was swallowed, the system did not let him fall asleep at that time. Any creature dared to harass itself, and it could stop swallowing it halfway and counterattack accordingly. The mutant reticulated python king didn't make any actions. This was only because Yi-Bei was testing whether the python had a useful value. Obviously, the behaved and powerful mutant reticulated python king was favored by Yi-Bei, and he wanted to subdue him. As for the mutant reticulated python king at this moment, where can I dare to make a sound? The mutant crocodile king, who had fought with him for several hours before, died tragically and was swallowed by the blood-red python in front of him. And after the devouring was completed, the strength and body of the python was greatly improved. Reason tells the mutant reticulated python, "I am definitely not the opponent of this blood-red python." Fear? Yeah, just fear. This is the instinctive feeling of creatures when facing the strong. Although the mutant reticulated python king can talk to Yi-Bei, he has a certain IQ. But he evolved from a snake after all, not like Yi-Bei, who has the IQ of a human. To put it simply, this mutant reticulated python king is just a beast after all. Yes. So, under the threat of Yi-Bei, the mutant reticulated python king was frightened, and finally bowed his head directly. Shinko spit out from his mouth, "Turn into a voice that Yi-Bei can understand." Hearing this, Yi-Bei was extremely excited, but he didn't speak to the python king anymore, but said to the system himself, "System, this time I got so many treasure chests. You can open it. I want to open it all." Yi-Bei looked forward to the items in the treasure chest. Wow, the wind keeps on. In the forest, the trees clashed. Yi-Bei swallowed the mutant crocodile queen, and the remaining mutant crocodile was immediately frightened, crawling on the ground, shivering, and had no courage to escape. The mutant reticulated python king of more than 40 meters surrendered. As a result, the murderous spirit here quickly disappeared, and the mutant beasts surrounding this area finally began to move around. Intuition tells them that the war is over, and there is a lot of delicious food waiting for them. Ho ho ho. Wow. Excited voices continued to be heard, and both feet decisively stepped into the restricted area. Yi-Bei sighed. After seeing the mutant reticulated python king surrender, Chunhua Kuyu, the 8 blood pythons for joy, and joy felt like they were dreaming. The mutant python that was once invincible in their hearts is so vulnerable today. The most important thing is, in a short time, his king has evolved to 30 meters, which is unimaginable powerful. Chunhua Kuyu, have fun. There are a lot of crocodiles and pythons here. Come and eat them. And, the king of mutant netted pythons, you can also eat with the 3 mutant netted pythons you are still alive. While communicating with the system about the treasure chest, Yi-Bei said so. When the 8 blood pythons heard Yi-Bei's command, their eyes flashed golden light. They were not winded at all, and they rushed towards the swamp frantically. There was still a lot of food inside. Yi-Bei hadn't finished eating. They knew as long as you swallow those, you can quickly become stronger. And the mutant reticulated python king, as well as the 3 alive mutant reticulated pythons, faced the strength of Yi-Bei, and did not dare to resist half-heartedly, going to devour food immediately. The host now has 15 bronze treasure chests and 10 silver treasure chests. 5 bronze treasure chests can be upgraded to silver treasure chests. 5 silver treasure chests can be upgraded to gold treasure chests, and so on. The host is sure not to upgrade. Just open them all treasure chest? The voice of the system came soon. Okay. After hearing this, Yi-Bei was taken aback. Then he spit out the letter, and his mood became even more excited. At the very beginning, when you got a bronze treasure box, you could get something as powerful as the Cobra Fangs. With a little bit of your brain, you can imagine how attractive the prizes are once the golden treasure box is opened. Just 5 bronze treasure chests, 1 silver. 5 silvers are exchanged for 1 gold. This made Yi-Bei a little depressed. Well, the system, can it be cheaper? For example, 2 silver treasure chests for 1 gold treasure chest? Yi-Bei asked sincerely. No. The system rejected it very decisively. However, immediately after the system refused, it said again, the prizes in the golden treasure chest are absolutely worth it. For example, the ability to obtain immortality, even directly transformed into a real dragon, or an immortal body, regardless of any damage, the host will not be killed. In addition, there are more incredible abilities, such as fire breathing, water spraying, and lightning triggering, which can guarantee that the prizes inside are absolutely worth the money. A bit seductive. Damn it. This is really naked sales. And after Yi-Bei heard this, he couldn't refuse it for a while. The ability to live forever? Immortal? Become a real dragon. Even if you evolve to become a Titan Python? Do you want to be so powerful? Then, if there is a diamond treasure chest or a platinum treasure chest, what will happen to the contents? When asked this sentence, Yi-Bei's voice trembled a bit. I can't believe the treasure inside. The host currently has insufficient permissions to query. However, the systematic answer directly broke Yi-Bei's basin of cold water. 15 bronze treasure chests. Make all silver treasure chests. Another 10 silver treasure chests. Make 2 golden treasure chests. Okay. Yi-Bei admitted that he was tempted by the system and said decisively, in this way, you will have 3 silver treasure chests, 2 golden treasure chests. As long as you open the contents, it is estimated that the entire experimental island will be able to walk sideways in an instant. Okay, host. Hearing Yi-Bei's instructions, the system was very fast. In the blink of an eye, the treasure chest upgrade was completed, and immediately afterwards, 5 treasure chests appeared directly in front of Yi-Bei's eyes. The 3 silver ones, exuding silvery white light, looked mysterious and strange. 2 golden. The golden light is dazzling and noble, as if there are endless treasures hidden inside. And all this can only be seen by Yi-Bei himself. In the eyes of the 8 blood pythons and the mutant reticulated pythons, Yi-Bei was just resting on the ground now, without any movement at all. This efficiency is really amazing. Then, let's open a golden treasure box directly. Yi-Bei spit out Shinzi and said excitedly, Yes, host. The sound fell, and one of the golden treasure chests slowly opened. The golden light was extremely dazzling, but under this kind of light, Yi-Bei's eyes opened wider. He wanted to see clearly inside the treasure chest he opened first. What's good? Okay. Focus on sight. Seriously staring at the contents of the golden treasure chest. A fiery red light is beating. Fictitious. It's not true at all. But Yi-Bei could clearly feel that there was boundless energy in that group of light. System, what is this? Isn't it something that can make me breathe fire? Yi-Bei asked curiously. If it can breathe fire, it's also very powerful. My body is now 30 meters long. If there is a fire in my mouth, how big will the flame be? It's exciting to think about it. Spirit fire. After being swallowed, it can fuse with the body. As long as the host is willing, it can spray out hot flames at any time, and the host's body will never be threatened by the flame, the system explained. Spirit fire? I haven't heard of anything. However, this effect is very powerful. Able to breathe fire. From now on, this own body, even if it is shrouded in fire, it doesn't matter. This is quite powerful. Thinking of this, eBay was unambiguous. Opened his mouth directly, rolled the scarlet letter, and easily rolled the spiritual fire into his mouth, and then swallowed it in one bite. Okay. However, eBay's eyes widened as soon as he swallowed it. Those pythons who were busy devouring food also looked towards eBay. Because eBay's changes at this moment are really shocking. Oh, the spirit fire was swallowed, and eBay took a big breath. The dazzling firelight turned into an extremely terrifying force, spreading wantonly in the body. At this moment, eBay felt that every cell in his body was fully burning. However, there is no pain at all. On the contrary, it is as refreshing as a hot spring. In the eyes of the 8 blood pythons and the mutant reticulated pythons, it was completely different. I saw eBay, who was originally entrenched on the ground. The temperature around his body suddenly increased in vain. Then, there seemed to be flames beating on eBay's bright red body. The red flame is constantly fluttering. The flame and the red body completely merged, making eBay's body look weird to the extreme. Under this huge temperature, the fallen trees closest to eBay's body instantly turned into ashes. Wong is evolving again? Amazing! There is flame outside the body. The 8 blood pythons were stunned. For beasts, flames have always been their natural enemies and one of their most feared things. Many humans, after entering the forest, took advantage of this and lit a bonfire to prevent sudden attacks by wild beasts. But now, they saw a lot of flames beating on eBay's body. But in this case, eBay's aura and vitality not only did not weaken at all, but on the contrary, it became stronger. Especially the king of mutant reticulated python, after seeing this scene, there was a lot of fortune in his consciousness. Fortunately, I didn't take the initiative to find death like the crocodile king before. Although the length of the python in front of me is no better than myself, however, this flame alone is powerful enough. It can't even imagine. What would he do if he and eBay's body were strangled together and suddenly such a hot flame appeared on eBay's body? At that time, it is estimated that it will turn into roasted snake meat in an instant. eBay completely ignored the shock of those pythons. Devour the spirit fire. When the body completely merged with it, eBay felt that the flame had really merged into the depths of his soul. As long as eBay was willing, he could spray out a huge flame at any time. He can even easily make his body full of flames and burning. It's amazing. Try the power of this flame first. eBay murmured. His upper body slowly entangled, and his consciousness moved a little. The flames on his body originally disappeared in an instant. Roar. Then, eBay suddenly opened his mouth. A loud roar resounded through the forest. It's weird to make such a sound by a python. Immediately after, an even more amazing scene appeared. After eBay opened his mouth, a fist-sized flaming red sphere formed rapidly in his mouth. The fireball slowly grew larger, and there was still a terrible inside. Extreme strength. Wow! In less than 3 seconds, the flame was as dazzling as a small sun. Roar! eBay uttered a loud empress again, and flames burst out frantically from his mouth. The flame that spewed out was at least 10 meters in diameter. As for attack power, it is even more terrifying. The king of mutant netted python could see clearly. I saw the turbulent flames and instantly turned the large tree more than 1,000 meters in front of eBay into ashes. The fire burned. The mutant beasts who gathered in the distance and were about to rush over, after seeing the flames that lit up in the forest and the hot breath, they immediately stopped, staring at them, not knowing what happened, but instinctively they backed frantically. Fire! A python that can breathe fire? The mutant reticulated python king looked at the terrible destructive power and a lot of remaining flames still burning, and held it back for a long time before spitting out the letter, saying this snake language. Is it just our king's ability? Okay. Awesome. Unbelievable. The 8 blood pythons were also stunned, but after they swallowed some food just now, while they were shocked, their bodies were also rapidly evolving, becoming bigger a little bit. If under normal circumstances, this growth rate would definitely make the king of variant reticulated python stunned, but eBay directly attracted all its attention. In addition to the shock here, at the mercenary base, a person in charge of staring at the computer screen suddenly widened his eyes. Then the whole person yelled like crazy. Something big, something big. There was a huge fire on the experimental island. I could have seen a terrible fire dragon just now. It was terrible. I felt my body being burned across the computer screen. It was already late, and most people were already asleep. The mercenary's exclamation quickly awakened all the senior members of the mercenary organization. Then everyone went straight to the meeting room. After all, the experimental island has been listed by them as the key point, and any event must be paid attention to immediately. When they watched the flames of the experimental island through video, all of them were stunned. Their response was no worse than the person in charge of staring at the computer. To some extent, they were even better than the mutant reticulated python king to be shocked. At this moment, eBay had no idea that he had just experimented with the ability to breathe fire, and it would have such a big impact. Seeing the destroyed forest in front of him and the destructiveness it caused, eBay nodded in satisfaction. This powerful feeling made him excited. The ability of the flame is really good. Next, let's continue to open the treasure chest. The golden treasure chest has one more. A cloud of flame smoke came out of his mouth, and he muttered to himself, not long-winded, directly shouted to the system. Open the next golden treasure chest. Yes, host. The voice fell. The second golden treasure chest in front of eBay's eyes slowly opened, and the golden light was even more dazzling than the previous one. After seeing this light, eBay's eyes lit up directly. It looks like there is something good again. Shinzi spit out from his mouth. eBay stretched his head, eyes directly towards the inside of the second golden treasure chest. Hiss. After seeing the contents of the second golden treasure chest clearly, eBay hissed directly and took a breath. Hiss. What does it look like when a python in air? Indescribable. However, judging from the appearance of eBay, his huge body first receded slightly. Then his eyes widened, and he moved forward quickly. The body was shaking slightly, seemingly excited. Although he became a snake and continued to kill, but many times, eBay still behaved like a human. The lid of the gold treasure chest opens. The golden light overflowed. All this, only eBay himself can see clearly. In the second golden treasure chest, the things placed are very simple. It is a glass bottle the size of mineral water with liquid in it, light blue, which looks extremely mysterious and weird. And when eBay saw it at the first glance, a large amount of information appeared in his mind. Mutated potion. The previous research product of the experimental island, this is the only one in the entire world. Any creature can mutate and gain wisdom by just sniffing its scent. This potion can make 100,000 creatures at the same time evolution. Yes, this is why eBay sucked in the air. He thought of Changsheng, of immortality, and of spraying water. But it never expected that the things hidden in the second golden treasure chest would be the potions that countless mutant beasts were watching. Just smell it, and you can evolve. With such a small bottle, 100,000 beasts can evolve wit. If the beasts were really allowed to evolve, eBay could imagine that in this world, humans would never stand at the top of the food chain again. The rise of beasts will be unstoppable. System. You said this mutant potion is a research product. This is the only one in the world. How did the mutant creatures before that explain it? Did their evolution fail? eBay asked in a trembling voice. This potion is definitely a good thing. With this stuff, eBay can expand his team at any time. An invincible team. The real medicine. The scientists on this island haven't researched it out. The medicine absorbed by these mutant beasts is not even a semi-finished product, saying that they are evolutionary failure, and there is nothing wrong. The system immediately returned. After listening, eBay couldn't calm down for a long time. Things that have failed evolution can be so powerful and so powerful. So, once the finished evolving potion is swallowed, what will happen? It's totally unimaginable. At this moment, When Yibei looked at the evolution potion, his eyes became extremely hot. Laugh. In the next moment, he directly stretched out the letter, preparing to swallow all the evolution potion in one bite. It was just that before Yibei touched the potion, the evolution potion disappeared directly with the treasure chest. Host. Evolution potion can provide 100,000 biological evolution at the same time. Even human beings are no exception. This bottle, if swallowed by one creature and swallowed by 100,000 creatures, the effect is exactly the same. You swallow it like this is a waste. In addition, in order to ensure the safety of the evolution medicine, it will be temporarily kept by the system. If the host wants to use it, just tell me. The system explained it immediately after putting it away. Call. Hearing the explanation from the system, Yibei took a deep breath. If you really eat the medicine in one bite, and the result is not much effect, it is estimated that you will vomit blood. Then give me a little bit. I'll talk about it when I evolve. Yibei said decisively. It is good. The system didn't hesitate. After Yibei's voice fell, he only felt a faint fragrance, strangely appearing in his own breath. Immediately afterwards, that scent turned into a marvelous energy flowing quickly in Yibei's body. This energy is completely different from the previous devouring prey. It is softer. When moving, Yibei felt that his body and soul fit more closely. Every cell divides. Any small changes around the body, and the whole body is undergoing changes like gene remodeling. 1 minute, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. When half an hour passed, the evolution potion had been completely absorbed by Yibei. However, Yibei had some doubts. System, this potion is wrong. I did feel the changes in my body just now, but it didn't seem to become stronger. Are you sure this is a finished evolution potion? Yibei asked immediately. Yes, half an hour passed, and I did not grow larger. You try other things, such as mental power and memory. The system said. Okay. Yibei was slightly puzzled. But I still did it decisively according to the system. The first is to concentrate, and then his eyes suddenly glared, because he found that he could clearly perceive the changes 5 kilometers away. He even felt it very clearly. A large number of mutant beasts were surrounded outside, ready to rush over at any time. It's very similar to the ability of the domain. But the host, this is completely observed by mental power. The evolution potion has greatly improved your mental detection ability. At the beginning, the distance that your ability can detect, no more than 500 meters. At least it's more than 100-fold. Awesome. Hearing what the system said, Yibei couldn't help but exclaim. Then test my memory again. Close your eyes slightly. Then Yibei's breathing became hurried. The memory of being a human being and the memory of crossing into this python, all floating in my mind very clearly. Even every detail that jumped from the plane at that time was very clear. As long as Yibei is willing, even the memory of a year or two can be made. This memory. The strength of memory depends to a certain extent on the development of the brain, and the development of the brain is closely related to the IQ. The true use of the evolution potion is to increase the utilization of the brain. Other biological aspects have evolved, but the IQ has changed not big. This is the reason for the failure. Their evolution is the lowest one. The system continued to explain. Okay. Yibei nodded seriously after listening. Indeed, IQ is the root of everything. Why are humans powerful? In terms of individual combat power, in this world, it is estimated that countless beasts will easily slaughter humans. But in the end, why can humans still stand on top? The reason is simple, that is, relying on IQ to build countless powerful weapons. If this medicine is obtained by humans, the overall IQ will increase again. It would be terrible to think about it. It is estimated that at that point, it will not take long for humans to break away from the shackles of the Earth, go straight to the universe, and enter the constant star civilization, even galaxy-class civilization. I see. The system. Open my information panel. I will look at my latest data, and also open the last 3 silver treasure chests. Yibei took a few deep breaths to keep himself calm. But in my mind, I couldn't stop thinking about how to use those medicines next. 100,000 places. Too much is also a tangled thing. When Yi-Bei was thinking about it, the silver treasure chest opened directly, and the silver-white light instantly enveloped it. Okay, is it possible to have something good again? Yi-Bei stopped the entanglement in his heart and looked over excitedly. The silver-white treasure chest was suspended in front of Yi-Bei's eyes. Seeing the light radiating from inside, Yi-Bei immediately leaned over. However, the contents of these 3 silver treasure chests are indeed inferior to the gold treasure chest. Congratulations to the host for acquiring the ability to move underwater. As long as the host is willing, he can freely move underwater and breathe. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a full set of fangs. All the teeth of the host will become fangs. The toxins will be replenished by the system and will not be poisoned by itself. Congratulations to the host for acquiring the ability to communicate. Any creature, regardless of domain, can communicate with the host. As the treasure chest opens, the voice of the system continued to resound in Yi-Bei's head. In fact, the abilities in these 3 treasure chests are very powerful. If they were placed before, Yi-Bei would be ecstatic if he obtained any of them. But with the comparison inside the golden treasure chest, he was extremely calm at the moment. Put away everything you get. Maintaining an unprecedented calm, Yi-Bei continued to speak to the system. Okay, system, take a look at my latest information. When the sound fell, a fluorescent screen appeared directly in front of Yi-Bei's eyes. Because of this evolution and improvement, the information recorded on it has undergone many changes again, and it should be said that it has become more perfect. Infinite Evolution System. Name, Yi-Bei. Primary species, Blood Python plus reticulated python gene mix, new species. Age, 1 year old. Because of evolution, it has a size and strength several times that of an adult python. Lifespan, 100 years. Lifespan is the dividing line, and it is difficult to improve. The evolution points of the 3rd stage of the bloodstained python, 650,000/100000000. The 3rd stage is the ultimate stage, and the level will be upgraded after completion. Level, LV2. After leveling up, genes can be changed to move towards a higher level of snake-like species. Language, biological universal language, the highest level. Ability, full fangs, fire breathing, free movement underwater. Apostle, 1. Territory, take the host location as the center. The spiritual power coverage is all territories. Length, 31 meters. Average body diameter, 60 cm. Body resistance to stress, level 10. It can withstand sharp blade attacks, and the skin can resist the impact of gun bullets. Speed, 30s/section. Strength, 20t. It can easily lift 5t weight. Weight, 21 tons. Task, evolve into a Titan Python, transform the entire island into the latest territory, develop your own snake group, and reward a platinum treasure chest. Looking at the latest information that appeared in front of him, the first thing Yi-Bei noticed was the change of the mission. The system also stated the rewards for completing the mission this time, and the mission is not only to obtain territory, but also to develop his own snake group. However, Yi-Bei only analyzed this task a little and found that there was no difficulty at all. Because this is basically consistent with his own interests, even if the system does not say, Yi-Bei will quickly complete it. In addition, the changes in the rules of the territory made Yi-Bei a little depressed. The territory area has been changed to the spiritual power coverage area. Doesn't it mean that your mental power is far from enough if you want to turn the entire island into your own territory? Must continue to improve? When you swallowed food before, you only enhanced your physical fitness. Only after taking the evolution potion did you increase your mental power. So how can you increase your mental power quickly? This point has to be carefully analyzed. In addition, the language has reached the highest level. From now on, Yi-Bei can communicate with any creature unimpeded if he wants to. After reading this latest information panel, Yi-Bei is still in a very good mood. The ability column is the key. He has gained so many abilities now. From the green area to the red area, the speed of this increase is completely the same as before. Unimaginable. Next, Yi Bei's gaze was directly placed on the pythons devouring food near the swamp. It's okay not to watch. Yi Bei looked at it and found that the 8 blood pythons that followed him from the green area had all grown to about 15 meters. It's just that they didn't change the genetic level like Yi Bei did, they just got bigger. This kind of bulky blood python is really rare. The reticulated python king, from today, you are my 9th subordinate and give you a name, for convenience. You will be called Wangwen in the future. Yi Bei spit out Shinzi, said seriously, and even said a human name was given to the reticulated python king. Facing Yi Bei's strength, the reticulated python king did not dare to have the slightest objection.
Yes.
Because he swallowed most of the prey, his stomach was almost bursting, but he lowered his head and answered respectfully. System, don't I still have an apostle quota? Let Wangwen be my apostle, right? Seeing Wang Wen's attitude, Yi Bei was slightly satisfied. But there was still some worry in my heart. This python was more than 40 meters long, more than 10 meters more than himself. Although he easily killed the crocodile king and swallowed it to intimidate it, but who knows if the python king will turn back someday. Moreover, this kind of python, if it can become its own apostle, is obviously more useful. Of course, the host is sure to use this apostle qualification. Well, use it, Yi Bei said decisively. After the sound fell, a white light burst out of Yi Bei's body abruptly, rushing directly into Wang Wen's body. Immediately afterwards, Yi Bei discovered that as long as he moved his mind, he could easily control Wang Wen, and even if he let him die, he would execute it without hesitation. The effect of the apostle is similar to controlling 8 blood pythons. Yi Bei felt it a bit and soon adapted. Then, something unexpected happened to Yi Bei. First of all, Wang Wen's gaze toward him became more respectful, without a trace of impurities. In addition, Wang Wen's stomach swollen with food was quickly disappearing, and his body continued to change. Big. Awesome. It seems that Wang Wen can also evolve now, just like Chunhua 8 blood pythons. Yi Bei immediately analyzed. Then, he directly ordered Wang Wen. Wang Wen, after you have swallowed the food here, immediately start to develop the python group. The more the number, the better. Any kind, as long as it is a snake clan, all will be accepted by me. Yi Bei said directly in a commanding tone, talking. Master Snake King, if we develop the snake clan, we actually have a lot of young snakes. Before this battle, our reticulated python group had prepared in advance and hid a lot of snake eggs. As long as it takes some time, they will hatch, and will soon become a mutant reticulated python. Wang Wen also changed his name to Yi Bei. However, these are not critical, because Yi Bei's eyes lit up instantly after hearing Wang Wen's words. Snake eggs? Lots of? It's really effortless to break through the iron shoes and find nowhere to find it. Incubating these snake eggs, they are also mutant reticulated pythons, and cultivating the snake tribe army is completely easy. Very good. Wang Wen, take me over immediately. Yi Bei whispered, but when he was speaking, his mind moved slightly and suddenly thought of the finished product evolution potion. It was night, and the cold wind kept rustling in the forest. However, as far as Yi Bei and snakes are concerned, the night cannot stop them. As long as there is something moving or shaking, they can be locked for the first time. Yes, Lord Snake King. When Wang Wen heard Yi Bei's order, he turned around and was about to find the snake egg. After becoming Yi Bei's apostle, he would complete any order from Yi Bei, and many more. But when Wang Wen was about to lead the way, Yi Bei shouted, Chunhua Q, the 8 blood pythons for pleasure-seeking, have been controlled from the beginning. Now that they have evolved to this point, with the help of the system, they will never betray. And Wang Wen has just become his own apostle. There is no possibility of betrayal. And so, before going to deal with snake eggs, Yi Bei felt that it was necessary for them to gain spiritual wisdom. After all, I am alone now, and if they have the wisdom, they will undoubtedly be more efficient in developing snakes. In addition, through his mental power just now, Yi Bei also sensed the existence of a lot of strange animals around him. If he wants to solve these problems as soon as possible, it is indispensable for his subordinates to obtain high IQ.
Yes.
Wang Wen looked at Yi suspiciously. Chunhua Qiyu for fun. 8 of you are coming. Yi said to the 8 pythons that were still devouring crazily in the swamp. These guys are evolving very fast. They don't know that they are full. They eat more and more. But after hearing Yi order, they all stopped immediately. Then moved to the front of Yi, waiting for Yi to speak. I will give you spiritual wisdom. Starting from today, you will have a higher IQ than human beings. Starting today, you will be my most loyal and obedient subordinates, who will never betray. Yi entangled, looked at these pythons condescendingly, and said seriously. Although everyone heard what Yi said, they didn't understand the meaning. There was a bit of daze in his eyes. But Yi is not wordy at all. He immediately spoke to the system. Give them some of the evolution potions. 9 biological components are enough. Let them evolve in a comprehensive way.
Yes.
The system agrees. Then, 9 light blue water mist emerged out of thin air, as if a strange power was helping, and quickly got into the snorts of the 9 pythons. Evolution. Continuous evolution. It's just that this time it's not on the physical level, but on the IQ, memory, and spiritual level. Yi could see clearly. When the 9 light blue water mists entered the bodies of these pythons, they entrenched on the ground, originally full of murderous, or greed, or muddy eyes, at an extremely fast speed. Become brighter. It seems that wisdom is spreading in it. 9 snakes, crawling on the ground, motionless. 10 minutes. 20 minutes. 1 hour. After an hour passed, the body of the 9 snakes finally started to move. Thank you, Lord Snake King, for your reward. Wang Wen will definitely serve his life in the future. Lord Snake King will live forever. After moving, Wang Wen was the first to react. His eyes kept gleaming, and the scarlet letters spit out, and when he spoke, he even flattered Yi. King, we will definitely cultivate the best snakes. Thank the king for his gift. Wang, longevity without borders. The 8 blood pythons also started to talk, flattering, but Yi always felt a little uncomfortable when he heard this, and almost committed embarrassing cancer. The IQ of these snakes has improved significantly, but what they say, why is it so second? You don't need to talk about these nonsense. Yi was speechless, but on the surface, his eyes were still cold and his tone did not contain any emotions. Give you an hour to swallow all the food here. After an hour, in the scene caused by the reticulated python group and the crocodile king before, only blood was left. The 8 blood pythons, as well as Wang Wen, grew bigger again. Each blood python has reached a terrible 18 meters. Wang Wen's body has evolved from more than 40 meters to 50 meters. The terrible length, as well as the circumference of the body, is terrifying. Wang Wen, you lead the way and find the place where the snake egg is. Yi did not hesitate, and immediately began to order. Chunhua Qiyu, have fun. You are responsible for catching prey. There are many mutant beasts around. Don't be polite. Kill as many as you want. Then use their meat to feed the young snakes. Having said this, Yi let Wang Wen lead the way. He led 8 blood pythons followed closely behind. As for the 3 mutant reticulated pythons that were still alive in the previous battle, because they ate too much food, their stomachs grew up and couldn't be directly converted into energy, and they couldn't move fast, so they left them beside the swamp and found a safe place. Resting. Chi. Wow. Boom. The violent voice constantly resounded in the forest. 10 terrifying boa constrictors moving fast in the forest. Especially Wang Wen, who rushed to the front. In order to quickly complete the task that Yi confessed, he directly rushed in the direction of the snake egg in a straight line. The big tree in front of him was hit by his huge body in an instant. The stone in front was easily crushed. Like a hurricane, murderous aura boils, crushes all the way, destroys all the way. Every place where they passed by was left 10.5 meters deep gully. Their body weight was really terrifying. In this way, he rushed a distance of nearly 5 kilometers. Then Wang Wen slowly stopped, because he clearly felt that there were a large number of mutant beasts in front of him. Master Snake King, those mutant beasts have already appeared. If they are right, they must be the guys who were waiting for me. and the crocodile king to kill each other and want to get food. Now they are blocking here. It is obviously unkind. Please, Lord Snake, allow me to strangle them all. After Wang Wen stopped, he respectfully said to Yi Bei. He was able to guess the purpose of these strange beasts and spoke very neatly. This kind of communication made Yi Bei quite satisfied. But Yi Bei didn't intend to waste time here. Chi. The body twisted, and the huge body appeared strangely in front of Wang Wen. The eyes became pitch black, squinting, staring at the front seriously. After looking at the mutant beasts, the scarlet letter in Yi Bei's mouth spit out, originally intending to let Manhwa Ch 8 blood pythons strangling for pleasure, but at this moment, Yi Bei directly changed his attention. The number of mutant beasts is very large. Looking at it, there are tens of thousands of heads. Looking at these mutant beasts, Yi Bei felt that maybe they could be used for his own use, and now all he had to do was to show his power of the Snake King. His eyes swept over the beasts in front of him again. The next second, Yi Bei's murderous intent boiled over. The red area. Forest. Although it was pitch black, Yi Bei's vision would never be affected in the slightest. With spiritual power and the help of the domain, he knows all the details of the creatures in front of him. Mutant tigers, mutant wolves, mutant dogs, mutant lions, mutant eagles, mutant wild boars, and even mutant rabbits and mutant ants. Almost all creatures in the forest have been mutated in this area. But these mutant beasts, to be honest, really surprised Yi Bei. After he was reborn, he experienced so many incredible things. Deep in his heart, he couldn't help but breathe in cold air. Of course, this didn't prevent him from madly releasing the murderous spirit in his body to intimidate these mutant beasts. Because these mutant beasts in front of them are very mysterious. Take ants, for example. It is more than 1 meter long. The body is dark, with 2 long tentacles, and on each foot, there is something like a sharp blade. Who has seen it? The mutant rabbit is even more powerful. What's so special about a rabbit? It's at least nearly 2 meters tall. At first glance, I thought it was a horse. In addition, there are 2 super sharp and sharp teeth exposed in the mouth. The eyes are blood red and the fur is even more pronounced. It looks dark red, extremely weird. As for the other mutant beasts, they are even more powerful. They are at least 100 times stronger than the mutant beasts Yi Bei encountered in the green area before. If he hadn't seen it with his own eyes, he would never believe that there were even more mutant beasts in this world. So many monsters exist. But no matter how, the second stage of the evolution of the blood-stained python was completed, and so many treasure chests were opened. In addition, Wang Wen and 8 blood pythons were his subordinates. Even in the face of these mutant beasts, Yi Bei was not at all empty. Chi. The scarlet letter in his mouth kept spitting out. While Yi Bei was staring at the mutant beasts, they were also staring at Yi Bei. In their eyes, the giant python that appeared in front of them was undoubtedly even more terrifying, with that horrifying long body. Obviously, it's just a python, but the body turned out to be blood red, which looked extremely strange. Those red lines are covered with silvery white lines, just like blood lines. In addition, there is a pair of sharp fangs at the corners of the mouth. In the dark night, the fangs emit a faint light, as if no matter what creatures come into contact with the fangs, they will die. When spitting out the letter, the sharp teeth in his mouth are even more terrifying. Roar. Some alien beasts stared wide-eyed, grinned, and roared. Woo! Some strange beasts closed their mouths tightly, their throats surged, and their mouths made a whining sound. Chi. Wow! There are also some strange beasts, either retreating or raising a part of their body as a weapon and staring at Yi Bei. Are you trying to kill me? Yi Bei spit out Shinzi and said such a sentence seriously. The sneered voice turned into a language that all beasts could understand, and it quickly reached their ears. Okay. After the sound fell, tens of thousands of beasts, their eyes widened. They gathered here. Different kinds of mutant beasts couldn't communicate at all. They appeared because they wanted to have a good meal. As a result, now, a giant python standing in front of him actually spoke, and or a language that you can understand. Wow. In the next instant, these mutant beasts started to move. It is unimaginable. Why do you speak the language of our lions? Boa, do you know ant language? Can speak the language of the eagle? How could it be? After the huge vibration, the reactions of these beasts were all questioning how Yi Bei did it. Ho ho ho. Hoo. Wow. It's just that their sounds, mixed in a mess, are all terrible howling beasts, shaking the trees in the forest. Those Wang were entrenched behind Yi Bei, as well as the 8 blood pythons in Manhwa Ch, who were having fun. Their eyes were bright at this moment. Because, after being baptized by the finished evolution potion, they were all shocked to discover that they could even understand the sounds of the beasts and easily understand the meaning of their sounds. I'm asking you a question. Why is it here? Yi Bei ignored the curiosity of the mutant beasts, but continued to speak with a cold voice. There was such a big battle here just now. It must be for food. Correct. The crocodile group is fighting with the python group. You're snake group 1, right? If that's the case, please leave quickly and don't affect our food. Aren't you a mutant beast? This has always been the case here. Once the 2 races go to war, the other mutant beasts will share food after the battle is over. After all, the evolution of mutant beasts requires a lot of food. Fighting is often a contest between races, so most of the time, everyone will stay at peace. If you don't want to make trouble, leave immediately. These mutant beasts screamed. Okay. The IQ of the mutant beasts really surpassed Yi Bei's expectations, almost able to communicate with humans normally. However, after listening to these, Yi Bei was shocked. There is such a thing. Doesn't it mean that the mutant beasts that are still alive in the red zone are all extremely powerful and have survived countless battles? But through this, Yi Bei instantly knew why Wang Wen had stored the snake eggs before the battle. In addition, in order to ensure that his race will not be eliminated, the mutant crocodile king must also be prepared. After thinking of this, Yi Bei's eyes glowed with gloom. The mutant crocodile king is very powerful, and once they enter the waters, it is even more invincible. If they can find their eggs, cultivate a new mutant crocodile, and then control it, it will be another powerful combat force. Sorry, everyone. I didn't intend to let you go today. I hate creatures in front of me, for whatever reason, and it's not suspiciously aimed at anyone. I just want to say, from now on, you are all my prey. Grin. Shinzi spit out. After Yi Bei finished thinking, he said such a sentence unceremoniously. Hiss. The sound fell, and the surrounding air seemed to freeze, and a raging murderous intent crazily emerged from Yi Bei's body. The mouth opened slightly. A ball of bright red fireball, weirdly boiling in his mouth. Hoo-hoo. In the forest, the sea breeze is constantly blowing and rustling. At this moment, the red area, anyone who knows this experimental island, is called the absolute forbidden area, the death area. And now in this area, a major event is happening. A 50-meter-long mutant reticulated python, 8 18-meter blood pythons. They are led by a 31-meter-long, blood-red python, are facing a large number of mutant beasts in this area. Obviously, the number is very different, but in terms of aura, they are not weak at all. You guys, all are my prey. Yi Bei said this slowly, and his mood immediately became much smoother. He understood very well, since Wang Wen knows to store some snake eggs and King Crocodile has done the same. Then, on this island, it is estimated that all mutant beasts have made second-hand preparations. Then, even kill them. It doesn't matter anymore. Search the entire red area and retrain it. In addition, the main reason why Yi Bei killed these mutant beasts was special. These are all evolutionary points. More than 30,000 heads. They are all mutant beasts, and one by one is too powerful. According to the evolution point pyramid analysis chart given by the previous system, Yi Bei just glanced and found that the mutant beasts here are far beyond the green area, even with the lowest evolution points. There are also 5,000 points. If you swallow them all, how many evolution points will you get? I'm excited enough to think about it. Yi Bei completed the next stage of evolution of the bloodstained python, but only needed 10 million evolution points. These are at least more than 100 million evolution points. Is there any reason to stop Yi Beta from killing? At least now Yi Bei couldn't think of any reason. Roar. A low roar came from Yi Bei's mouth. Since he was determined to kill, he was not at all polite and started to brew flames in his mouth. The best way to deal with wild beasts is to burn them to death with flames. Wow. Pooh. The flame formed in Yi Bei's mouth. The weird atmosphere made the mutant beasts in front of them stare, and their bodies began to tremble. A mutant python can breathe fire? How is this possible? Although the scenes are all mutated creatures, there are certain limitations on the mutations. Basically, all of them are improvements in body shape and strength. This kind of fire-breathing ability is absolutely impossible because it is beyond common sense. In addition, the reactions of these mutant beasts were also extremely fast. In shock, retreat, and fear flashed in their eyes. In an instant, I thought of the scene of being surrounded by the circle of battle before and discovered that there was a big fire inside. Was it the red python caused the fire? All the mutant creatures' eyes widened. However, until the last moment, they obviously won't give up. As for Yi Bei, looking at these mutated beasts in front of them, after discovering that they did not run away, they became even more excited. Bake them with flames. Just make mature meat and eat. So many evolution points, it's cool to think about it. Wow. Then, 10 seconds later, the bright red flame formed in Yi Bei's mouth had already formed a huge fireball directly in front of his mouth. The pythons entrenched behind Yi Bei had seen him breathe fire before. But even so, when I saw it again now, everyone was shocked, their bodies prostrate directly on the ground, shaking constantly. Wow. At last. That group of flames, with a breath of death and terror, suddenly ejected from Yi Bei's mouth. The moment it sprayed out, the originally dark forest was immediately occupied by a huge fire. Within 5 kilometers of Yi Bei's area, it seemed as if it was daytime. Wow. Rumble. Flame jet, destructive to the extreme. The mutant beasts facing Yi Bei realized that it was wrong and ran away. Unfortunately, it was too late. The temperature of the flame was too high, and the speed came too fast, but they were swallowed by the flame in an instant. However, what was beyond Yi Bei's expectation was that the mutant beasts on both sides reacted very quickly when his flames sprayed out, and they dispersed in the blink of an eye. At the same time, he retreated quickly, standing in the distance, glaring at Yi Bei. Murderous and fear coexisted. Wow! The flame was burning, and the air was full of burnt smell and the smell of barbecue. Belch. After the fire this time, Yi Bei burped again, and a cloud of white smoke floated out of his mouth. This kind of scene is completely beyond recognition and full of incredible. It seems that the speed and response of mutant beasts are quite fast, but I still burned dozens of them. Next, let's continue. Yi Bei spit out temper. The dark eyes slowly became blood red. His mouth opened again, ready to continue breathing fire. But after that moment, the mutant beasts who retreated finally did not dare to resist anymore. Boa, you are dead. I remember you. Don't let me take a chance. In less than 3 seconds, the mutant beasts that were still alive roared one after another, and those roars turned into voices that Yi Bei could understand, all of which were threatening words. And when they finished saying these things, they didn't dare to hesitate anymore, and they all ran away. There were tens of thousands of mutant beasts in front of them, and they all disappeared in the blink of an eye. Wow! If it weren't for the fire and the smell of barbecue in the air, no one would have thought that so many mutant beasts had appeared here just now. Master Snake King, just let them go like this? Do you want to go down and kill them all? When the group of wild beasts disappeared, Wang Wen raised his head cautiously, spit out the huge letter, and said this. Wang, I am willing to go too. And I dare to threaten the king. They don't want to live anymore. The 8 blood pythons also spoke. After they possessed IQ, they all lowered their heads when they spoke. The power that Yi Bei showed just now scared them, and their eyes were full of fear and awe. No need. As long as they are still alive in this area or on this island, sooner or later they will become my prey. Now let them go temporarily. It is more useful to me, just as a pig raising. Have fun, drag out all the mutant beasts that burn to death, and then stay here, and Wang Wan and I will look for the snake eggs. Yi Bei said coldly. Then he directly gestured to Wang Wan to lead the way with his eyes. I didn't even look at the mutant beasts that burned to death. When Wang Wan and Yi Bei disappeared from sight, Chunhua Qiu, 8 blood pythons looking at each other for joy, and then spit out letters. If Yi Bei were here at the moment, he would definitely be shocked. These 8 blood pythons are actually discussing matters? Wow. Flames fly. The temperature in the surrounding air has increased many times. At this moment, 8 huge blood pythons were entrenched near the flames, with letters constantly in their mouths. Chun, why did the king stop us just now? If we kill all mutant beasts directly, with our devouring ability, it is estimated that we will evolve more powerfully. At that time, the entire island was the territory of our snake tribe, and no race could stop it. Idiot! How can you understand what Wang did? I'll ask you, if you were to deal with Wang Wan, would you be able to fight it? Even the first Wang Wan you met? You have that strength? Chun said unceremoniously. Mutant beasts all have their own races, and each race has a king. They are all extremely powerful. Although our king can use the terrifying ability of flame, it takes a certain amount of time to use it every time. Once the mutant beasts feel that today is a deadly battle, if they unite and besiege us together, it is really hard to say who will suffer by that time. Let them leave and intimidate them with great strength. Then, they have become the food in our mouths. They will be broken one by one and disintegrated one by one. The king's consideration is absolutely not wrong. Those mutant beasts are afraid of our king's strength. After returning, they will definitely cultivate their offspring desperately, then protect them, and then slaughter them. We can capture all of their offspring, and if they grow up, there will be a lot of food. Wang is really wise. Yeah, but let's get these burnt beast corpses ready first. Then they will be used to feed the young snakes. 8 blood pythons kept talking, but I have to say that they have improved their IQs, and they have undergone a big change in their thinking, and they even really guessed some of Yi Bei's intentions. Of course, if Yi Bei hears this and is shocked, Yi Bei just wanted to give these 8 snakes a word. As a snake, you talk so much, not long-winded. Of course, such a big thing happened on the experimental island. It is impossible for the mercenary base to not know. Those in charge got out of the bed at night and were in the meeting room looking at the big screen for a meeting. Everyone, this is the video just fed back from there. The huge flames are at least hundreds of meters away, and they appear instantaneously. However, according to the analysis of our professionals, this kind of flame is not like it's man-made. The first time it appears may be an accident. This is the second time. It is definitely not a coincidence. When the head of the mercenary organization sitting in the main seat said this, the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. People who can sit in this position, apart from being cruel, naturally have very high wisdom. The conclusions drawn from the video analysis made him feel a little scared. To be honest, this is really incredible. Unbelievable. We have checked the mutant beasts over there before. Apart from the huge size, they are basically not very threatening. Moreover, the island is completely isolated from the outside world, surrounded by large areas of sea, and they have no chance to come out. If they are found to be a threat to mankind, there is no doubt that so many countries in the world will directly destroy the entire island. The flame is indeed incredible, but I also don't think it threatens. Some high-level people have expressed their own opinions. Just these words made the person in charge, sitting on the main seat, look even more gloomy. So, what if the mutant beasts inside really have mastered the flames? This means they have wisdom. Everyone, don't forget, their bodies are capable of such terrible changes, and there is no problem with wisdom. Maybe, even once they are given enough time, maybe the mutant beasts who don't know the water can enter the sea to live. If that day comes, it will be in trouble. The person in charge spoke with a chill in his voice. Of course, the desire in the eyes is getting stronger. I suggest that we continue to send more people to attack the experimental island. I also agree that when the time comes, we must prepare enough weapons to prevent them from continuing to evolve. Airborne armored vehicles are best. As long as you catch the creatures inside, do some research, you will know. The plan is going on normally, and it is recommended to upgrade the level. For humanity. For humanity. For world peace. For the prosperity of mankind. Those high-level people around were very clever and quickly understood the boss's meaning. Said that there are intelligent mutant creatures on the experimental island. It's so terrible. In the end, it is not for my own benefit. This is obviously to convince everyone to put all their attention on the experimental island. Now that they understand, these high levels also have the same idea. Naturally, it hits it off, and even in the end, they even said things for humans. These guys know that on weekdays, there is no don't kill innocent people everywhere. You just don't feel ashamed when you talk. Yibei had no knowledge of the fact that the mercenary organization would send additional personnel. Chi. Under Wang Wen's leadership, Yibei directly showed all the aura on his body. 2 huge pythons moved fast in the red zone forest, making a snorting sound. Under that terrible aura, no matter what mutant beasts were along the way, they instinctively avoided far away, for fear of being affected. 20 minutes later, Wang Wen's speed slowed down a little, until it stopped. Master Snake King, we are here. All the snake eggs are in this one. Wang Wen said respectfully. Okay. Yibei also stopped. Snake egg. This is where he will expand the snake clan and grow his own strength. When he follows Wang Wen's gaze, Yibei spit out a letter, and the pupils of his eyes returned to pitch black. But those eyes were it is getting bigger and bigger. Pooh. He even took a big breath in his mouth. As for Wang Wen next to him, seeing Yibei look like this, a little excitement slowly appeared in his eyes. He knew. The snake eggs stored here would definitely satisfy Lord Snake King. The forest is dark. It was still night. At least 2 hours were left before dawn. But this darkness would not affect Yibei's sight in the slightest. What you see in front of you is a huge ruin of barren stones. All the stones are gray-brown and piled up like a mountain. At first glance, there is nothing unusual. However, through the area covered by Yibei's powerful mental power, it was only an instant that it was definitely not that simple. On the surface, it looks like a ruin, full of stones. However, in those stones, there are all kinds of caves crisscrossed and twisted. Each cave has a diameter of more than 1 meter. There are at least 200 such caves in the pile of abandoned stone mountains. If it's not wrong, the inconspicuous stones piled up outside are all just blindfolds set by the mutant reticulated pythons. Incomplete evolution potions can give them such a high IQ, which is really terrifying. What shocked Yibei the most was every cave, after 5 meters deep into it, was piled up with snake eggs as big as a human head. Dark gray, densely packed. With mental help, Yibei knew the number of these snake eggs instantly. There are 1,000 reticulated python eggs. 1,000. As the dying and the largest python in the world. There are so many eggs preserved. This is simply a huge asset. If humans are told that there are so many eggs hidden here, those biologists will probably go into madness completely, and they will have to take them away no matter what means. No. King. All the snake eggs here are all stored by our family over the years. In this area, there will always be various race battles. Only in this way can we ensure that our mutant reticulated python family will not if you break it off. As long as one reticulated python is still alive, you can raise them all quickly. Wang Wen spoke and explained it to Yibei very timely. In other words, as long as you and 3 other reticulated pythons can hatch all of these snake eggs, very good. But how long will it take? Yibei was quite excited. When he said this, he even made up his mind. Once all these 1,000 reticulated pythons hatch, he will immediately give them the finished evolving potions. At that time, all the pythons following him will be high IQ people, and watching them grow up, they will always surrender to oneself. How shocking will that scene be? Just think about it. Yibei is full of expectations. However, he did not show all of this. When speaking to Wang Wen, his tone was still very calm, with a commanding feeling. 3 months, it only takes 3 months. Wang Wen answered immediately. Can it be faster? 3 months? This time is indeed very short for Yibei, who is still a human being, and for Yibei, who now has a lifespan of 100 years, it is also very short. But, at this moment, he deeply knows that humans are watching. In this way, we must evolve quickly and improve our strength. It can be, but Wang Wen was halfway through, and then looked at Yibei with some fear. At that time, I will find Chunhua Qiyu and the 8 blood pythons for fun and pleasure. I will provide your food during the incubation period. During this period, there is no need to do anything. In this case, Yibei asked directly. 15 days. As long as 15 days, you can do it. Wang Wen spit out the letter, directly pressing the time to the limit. But here is the mutant python. In the human world, many rules have no effect on them. In 15 days, let the mutant python eggs hatch. This speed made Yibei somewhat satisfied. Very well, these snake eggs will be handed over to you. If they haven't hatched after 15 days, I don't mind swallowing you as food. The voice is unceremonious. Yes, Lord Snake King. Wang Wen didn't dare to delay anymore. While spitting out the letter, his huge body slammed directly onto the rocky mountain in front. Booming. It seems that the action is very fierce. But in terms of strength, Wang Wen was extremely proficient. In less than 5 minutes, he smashed all the stones around and piled them up, forming a shape of hui, with snake holes in the middle. After the stones were cleaned up, Yibei was watching calmly next to him. I saw that Wang Wen's huge body actually got into something with a diameter of only 1 meter. Rumble? In the next moment, the huge body directly tore the hole to pieces. Between the 3 breaths, it had penetrated a distance of 5 meters. Shinzi stretched out and easily got all the snake eggs out. It's really terrifying power. This destructive power, as well as the precise control of power, is almost perfect. Yibei's body entangled beside him, muttering to himself. 10 minutes. 20 minutes. In just 20 minutes, Wang Wen relied on the power of a snake to get all the more than 1,000 snake eggs out. Master Snake King. Although my body area is very large, I can't hatch too many at the same time. Now I will start hatching here. After finishing these, Wang Wen respectfully said to Yibei. When speaking, the body has slowly covered some snake eggs. 15 days. Forget it, during this time, I'll just wait here. Looking at these snake eggs, Yibei's eyes glowed. After dropping this sentence, directly through his mental power, he issued an order to Chunhua Qiyu for pleasure. Immediately bring the previously cooked food and the 3 mutant reticulated pythons in the swamp. Nothing hinders the order. The 8 blood pythons, although they didn't understand Yibei's intentions, did not dare to resist any thoughts at all when faced with his orders. Chi 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 chi. Zizi. As a result, each snake speeded up, still biting each cooked mutant beast in its mouth, and hurried over. Another half-hour passed. 8 blood pythons all arrived, throwing the cooked mutant beasts aside when they walked around the pile of stones, entered the middle, and saw Wang Wen's body crawling on top of a large number of snake eggs. The eyes of the 8 pythons almost stared out. Excited. Yes, they are as excited as Yibei. So many snake eggs, once they hatch, how powerful they are. These snake eggs will be crucial to the future army of snakes. When the 8 blood pythons were shocked, Yibei began to speak.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe.